Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm working back on my 67 Ford Mustang. I'm gonna get some lights running in here on the back. Stay tuned.
Music bed.
So as you guys seen from the other clips, I already got the engine running. And so the main thing now is, I've driven it around the block here shortly, but I want to drive it a little bit more just so I can make sure everything, just how it's shifting, things like that, temperature and all that. For that though, not too much headlights, although I am going to be working on getting some headlights in there, but I need to get tail lights on here. So just that way, I have brake lights, turn signal, and people can actually see when I'm stopping. So as you guys know from previous videos, I have a painless wiring harness in here, and it came with this ground little harness, I guess. So I was already setting it up in here just to make sure it works. I'll have to find the ground bolt in here, and I got my light already connected here to my painless harness. This wire here goes to the backup lights, and then the other piece of the ground harness here, this one goes to those backup lights as well. So two backup lights which go that way, and then the other on this side here. So I'm gonna go inside and just push on the brakes, make sure that's working. That should be lighting up now. So that's brakes, that's running lights, and running lights and brakes. So far so good. I have that correct. So I am gonna use this old bulb in here, I guess. In this housing, I do have new lenses, and I'm gonna get new trim just because that one's kind of pitted from being so old. But what I'm gonna do now is just mount this ground somewhere in here, put a nice bolt in it. I don't remember where the factory one used to be, but I'm just gonna probably, actually there's a little hole there in here, so I might just use one of those, probably this bottom one, or maybe the top one, because the light goes on this loom here that I have, and then it goes tucked under the trunk right in here. So I'll probably use this top one. Either one I guess would work. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make sure, put this ground inside of the loom all together. This one I just kind of spliced it and taped it, but I'm gonna do a nicer job, probably solder the ends, just that way it's all good to go. I don't need this long of a piece, so I'm probably just gonna cut this wire a little bit shorter. I don't mind if my harness is right up here, and then just have it that short. I mean, I don't need it that long. So I'm gonna work on that, and then same thing on this side, get everything nice and connected, and then we'll move up to the front. Okay, so I went ahead and got the wire loom, all the harness here. So these two are gonna be the ground and the backup light power. Once I install those lights, then I'll finish that part. But you know, these go kind of, the harness goes clip here to the back, but I just left extra wire here just in case I ever need to splice it. You know, I have extra. The ground one, I mean, this is as long as it is from one side to the other, so you know, I just left it in here. But as you can see, everything is pretty much all done. I went ahead and put the ground here, and then this side, same thing. I left a little bit extra harness. The ground goes right there, and then this is the ground for the backup lights. These lights are my old ones, and I am gonna use this metal backing. I do have new lenses to put in here, but for the meantime, since I just want to kind of drive it a little bit, I'm gonna continue doing body work. So I'm gonna just leave these lenses with the regular lights in here. I actually got some LED lenses for it, so but I'll put those on there pretty much once it's painted and everything. So this is all done here on the back. I did put a wire loom here on the wire that goes to the fuel tank sender. That one just goes right along here, all the way to the back. I have the box here, but it just goes all the way to the back there. So just put wire loom on that wire. This is for the license plate light here as well. So once I install that, I'll splice it and get that taken care of. That's not something I need right away anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up here all my tools, and then I'm going to go ahead and start on the headlights. So you can get the kit for this smaller nose here, but they're pretty expensive. I think last time I checked, it was about $400 to get the 5 3/4, I think, or 5 1/4 lights. And I believe it does come with maybe like the little bucket and all that, but it's $400. So I got some lights that are the right size. I'm gonna try to kind of make kind of a homemade way to mount them, but also to have a little bit of adjustability on them. And then these lights that I got have the turn signal orange around, which I'll splice into the turn signal, and it also has the driving light, which I'll probably have to run another wire all the way inside. That way when the ignition's on, it just has the halo driving light. For now, I think the turn signal, I'm gonna splice it to, you know, that orange on the headlight. Eventually, I'm pretty sure, and I'll have to look, but I don't think I have the lenses, but either they're gonna go down here for the turn signal, because I think these are fog lights, or I can just have it go here, turn signal, and then these little fog lights here. I do have some, eventually, once the car's painted, I'm gonna do like a little splitter here, and I'm gonna incorporate a little turn signal piece that's gonna go right here that actually moves, you know, with the light. But that's gonna be way later on. So the main thing for now is to get the headlight mounted, so that way I can, you know, if I want to drive it, I do have some lights up front, and then see how those come out. Okay, so this is what I did on the lights. I went ahead and just cut a hole for the wire to go through, and then I did the 3 holes. So these rings that I ordered these universal rings, and so they come this way. The tabs are to the outside, so normally on a regular vehicle, but as you can see on here, they won't really fit. I mean, unless like the buckets you buy make the light way out here, they won't fit. So what I did is I bent them to the inside like this one here, and I put in some screws, you know, a bolt. I went and got some stainless steel hardware, you know, like this, put it through there. You know, the tab was a little bit up so I can get it in. I put a locking Teflon nut here to kind of hold the screw. So the screw is pretty much, you know, tight to the ring so it won't turn easy. And then I already put it in there. It goes in and they come out at least 1/2 inch on the back. And then what I'm gonna do is I got this universal spring little kit off Amazon. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a spring on each one. And this washer is just so that way the spring doesn't try to go in the hole that I drilled in here. But that way when I put it in there, you know, I can tighten up I'm gonna put not a locking nut on the back so it's not so tight. But that way I can kind of, you know, I can tighten it, but it's gonna give me a little bit of adjustability, you know, side to side and a little bit from the top. I do have more springs, so if I need to, I can add like another one, maybe a shorter one on here together with this one. I'm gonna try this and see how it goes, and then on the back I'll just put I got these bigger washers, which I might just throw them on there and then put a little nut. That way it's not just holding the screw and the little bit of the, you know, on the fiberglass, just the little nut. Because those nuts are these nuts. They're kind of small, so with that bigger washer, it's just gonna kind of spread the force a little bit. So before I go ahead and put these on there, I'm gonna go ahead and, so my harness here, this is the part that plugs into the headlight. I'm gonna splice it to here, but I'm also, these are the little wires. So one of them is gonna be for my daytime running light. The other one is for, you could do it as a running light, but I'm just gonna do it as a turn signal. So when you turn the turn signal, the halo that goes here around turns orange. And I'm gonna splice this to, I think it's the orange or the green one here. But also that's gonna go to my other turn signal bulb, whatever I end up putting. And I'm thinking it's gonna go in here because I think the turn signal factory one is bigger. So I might just put it in here and then I'll put fog lights there. But I'm gonna wire this up and then I'll put it in there, see how it fits, and then I'll do the other side. Okay, so I went ahead and installed the passenger side, so that's on there now. Pretty much the same way, you know, they look pretty good, I think. You know, really, I mean, I'm gonna have to remove them when I paint the car, but really for the time being, pretty good. So the wire in here, as you saw in the time lapse, I just kind of, you know, I used the painless wiring harness had the little bit of the little clamps at the end. I don't know, the crimps. I just used that, and then I left the wiring tucked under here on both sides because I'm gonna have to splice into that same wiring harness for the rest of the lights. So normally in these cars, you know, this front end here, you can do like the fog lights here on the bottom, which is why it has this little cutout things, which I might still do. I'm not sure yet. I do have an engine oil cooler that I bought that would go right in this area here up front, if I decide to use it, and then I think the lines would go kind of to the bottom right under here into the oil filter. I'm not gonna put that on quite yet, just because I want to see how, as far as the heat, you know, the cooling works. For sure though, I do have to get the parking lights, which I think I'm gonna end up putting right up here because of the size. And so, you know, when I hook those on, one of the wires here on the harness goes to the parking lights. Factory, the parking light has the turn signal on it too. So I don't know if I'll, you know, hook that on, and I would have to splice into the wire that I use for the orange on the light here. So I have to kind of wait, and then there's these, which I'm probably gonna put like a little fog light in here. Same thing. I mean, I can do this as a parking light, and you know, that's the one thing. If I get a smaller parking light, use this. I can do a fog light up here. There's different options, and so I'll have to wait. I'm gonna wait on finishing the harness here, because once I know exactly what I'm gonna do, you know, you can see here I have all the wiring kind of just tucked in here, but once I know exactly what's gonna go where, I mean, the headlight wiring harness that I did for the headlight, it goes all the way to here. This is all done, but you know, once I know exactly what other lights I'm gonna have in here, I'll finish that. I just didn't want to cut everything and then end up taking everything off again and having to go back in there and cut different things out. I'll just leave it as is with these lights working, because I can, you know, kind of start driving, test driving. Once it's painted, all the lights are on, then I can know, okay, this is what I'm gonna have. This is all I'm gonna splice into, and blah, blah, blah. I did run a wire all the way inside for the running lights or driving lights. And, you know, same thing. I had kind of finished the wire loom on the wire coming in from the inside for the fans, and I could have actually put that wire in there. So, you know, now I'm gonna have to break into that loom. I didn't do it now, but I'll have to break into that loom and run the wire under the battery there, because it's already done. So, you know, things like that where you do something and then you have to go back, it just takes extra time, which, you know, I don't work on this as much, so I can't be doing it like that. But anywho, I'm gonna set the camera here down. I'm gonna go inside and just turn the key on so you guys can see, you know, the driving light, and then I'll show you all the lights. Everything works good. They look pretty good. So first here is gonna be the driving light. It's pretty cool. That just turns, you know, it's on whenever the key is on, when the car is running. Then this is going to be a turn signal, so that's going to make the ring go orange. And then finally it's going to be the headlights, so that's the dim, this is the bright. So everything works good, works as it should. You know, the lights are on there, and the turn signal. So pretty cool. The lights on the back are working as well, so you know they're all good. I do have the driving lights on the back. I mean, those are a little dim because those lenses have some paint on them, but yeah, it's working good. So this is my interior lights. I mean, those have been running anyways, but everything is good. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. I can, you know, if you guys want to know, these lights, I got them from Amazon. They were, I think, maybe like $30 each, because these are used for like Jeeps or motorcycles on this size. These rings, I got them from Amazon as well. They were, I believe, $20 for 4, so I have 2 extra ones if they break. And that was pretty much it. I mean, the painless, all the wire harness was from Painless before. So any questions, any of those, let me know. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.